I'm Stephen Batchelor, and I've been a practicing Buddhist for the last 40 odd years now. I started my training when I was about 19 years old. I went to India. I lived for 4 years in the community around the Dalai Lama in Dharamsala. I subsequently trained in Europe, in Tibetan Buddhist monasteries there. And I also spent 4 years as a monk in a Zen monastery in South Korea, which is where I met Martine. Since coming back to the West and having become married, I've focused primarily on my work as a writer. I've been translating and writing books throughout all of this time. I've been involved in Buddhism. Some of them have become quite well known, such as Buddhism Without Beliefs. In particular, more recently, my book After Buddhism has also had some attention. I teach meditation. I also teach Buddhist philosophy. I've also worked as a chaplain in the British prison system. And all of these engagements I've had in working with students and with other people have really helped me in refining my own understanding of what the Dharma is about. This has led me to think more and more of the Dharma as something that speaks to our conditions of modernity, the kind of world we live in now. And this I've started calling secular Dharma. I hope that you will enjoy this course and benefit from it. Thank you. In this final session, I'm going to present the parable of the ocean. Just as the floor of the ocean gradually slopes and inclines with no sudden precipice, so in this Dharma and training, there is a gradual development and progression with no sudden penetration to final insight. And just as the great rivers, the Ganges, the Yamuna, the Achiravati, the Sarabu, and the Mali, on reaching the ocean, lose their former identities and are simply called the sea. Likewise, those of different social backgrounds who have gone forth from home to homelessness in the Dharma and training lose their former identities and are simply called practitioners, followers of the Sakyan. And just as the great ocean has one taste, that of salt, so too this Dharma and discipline have one taste, that of freedom. It seems unlikely that Gautama ever went to the ocean and probably didn't realize that, in fact, sometimes there are sudden precipices that drop down that anyone who's been swimming in the sea knows only too well. The important point is that there may, of course, be moments of great insight that arrive in the course of one's practice. But what really is important is the steady commitment to this path over time. To think of the Dharma as a way of life that will extend from where you are now to the very end of your life. And that can be thought of as a framework for a practice that evolves gradually over time. The parable talks of people from different social classes and refers to that of ancient India, the Brahmins and the warriors, the merchants and the workers. But in today's more secular world, I think we can extend this to all forms of diversity, not just social. The Dharma, therefore, is a way of life that embraces difference, embraces diversity, and envisions a community where all people have equal standing. And the freedom that is the taste of the Dharma and the practice is not freedom in the abstract, but it is a very specific kind of freedom. Freedom from reactivity, in other words, being free in one's life from the control and the power of these reactive patterns, and also a freedom too, a freedom to be able to respond more appropriately to the life situations that you encounter from day to day. I'd like to conclude with a short dialogue from the Zen tradition. It concerns the 9th century Chinese patriarch Yun Men. Yun Men was once asked, "What is the highest teaching of the Buddha?" And his answer was, "An appropriate statement."